AKGH. Nerfor? Hey. You kept me waiting for so long for this part, I just went ahead and bought the game. Oof. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Things haven't been pleasant for me, so I take every day as it comes. Currently on Iris route. It do be like that sometimes, yeah. Things are rough. Maybe it's just because of the seasons are changing too. Body's got a whole lot of hurt in my neck and my back. Not even my tailbone this time. It's like my lower back and my neck. I set up I'm probably going to kick myself in the ass for this, but I set up an appointment at my old chiropractor so they can actually like do the neck twisty thing, because I feel like I need that. But if I try to do that, I'm pretty sure I'm going to break my neck. Like, I need my neck readjusted, and my back just feels like it's thrown out. Tailbone's kind of been taking a back seat to this. Crazy enough. So I hear there's going to be a stream on Snoop Club for criticizing Dancing Towards Tomorrow. And that's happening this Saturday, so I don't know if I want to rush one of the endings just to see what happens, or just to like get caught up, because I don't want to be spoiled during the stream, which kind of sucks. That, or unless they put it on YouTube somewhere. Hey Mandy. You need hella force to do that, if I recall correctly. Movies and games make it seem easy, but your IRL neck is pretty hard to break. I don't know. Like, I've moved my neck in places before, and it just, like, it'll, like, kink up. Like, it will not go any further. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna push it. But yeah, the place that I'm going to has a nasty habit of... Well, it's the one that don't take my insurance anymore, and I don't think they're going to take it again. Seeing as I don't think I have a referral there. I don't know. I mean, I got some money I'm sitting on for stuff like this, so I'll just have to bite the bullet. I just hope they don't try and retake x-rays again. I'm going to be annoyed. They're not going to find anything. It's just, if anything, it's just going to be the same old shit. And then I got to pay for it. Wow, I got to pay to be proven right again. Sorry, I couldn't watch you play Dancing to Tomorrow. I wasn't vibing with it. Yeah, the mod's really lackluster. That's why I don't want to like binge that shit. I'd go full doomer. Actually, like Dancing with Tomorrow, but the backgrounds are weird. It's like the characters teleport between Pennsylvania and Arizona. Yeah. I don't know. I did. It's very lackluster, like you said. Like the I don't know. The story's just it's already been done to death, and now it's been done. It's being done worse. But I shouldn't harp on the game too much, seeing as we're not playing it right now. We're playing this game, which time's up. It's time to play it. Let me move my mic back a little bit. Alright, here's hoping the load save are still working, because I think it got like 2 updates since the last time I played. Funny enough. I have no idea what day we're on. All I know is like we're within the last week, so I probably should have caught up with my last stream, but we'll make do. I sit back in the fixed chair, one leg stretched, the other propped against the table as I study the chart across my lap. My finger runs along the penciled line hugging the coast. Just 2 more days. 2 more days. I think we can make the home stretch here. Then again, I don't know how long the epilogue will be. With the wheel locked in place and the shoreline crawling along the horizon, the ship feels less like something we fight to control, and more like a creature pacing along its own path. Nila steps in, her arms loaded with 2 plates. She sets one bowl down in front of me with a soft clink, then doesn't linger. Her eyes are already fixed on the helm. How are you managing everything? Hey, Senator. She asks, her voice casual, but too soft to fool me. One wing twitches at her side like it's betraying her nerves. I'm fine. The coast's doing half the work for me. I nod towards the second bowl she's carrying. The biscuits look as unforgiving as ever, along some grog, some more sugar than lemon or bite of alcohol. Hard to call it lunch. What about you? Not planning on eating? I'll eat later. With a firm tug, she unlocks the wheel, leaning her weight into the handles. Her tail flicks once, then curls back towards her legs. I notice the way her wings tuck tighter against her back. She's holding on too hard, like she's bracing for something that isn't even here yet. You look nervous. Have you thought of any plan about him? I have. Oh no, she grew like 50 years. Oh Lord. I thought dragons aged longer than humans, but here we are. In a quiet voice, she admits. The handles squeak as her claws tighten on them. Her eyes narrow, but not at me, and she lets out a quick breath through her nostrils. But every time I picture it, someone always gets hurt. Slowly, she lowers her head until her snout rests on the worn wood. Her breath fogs against it, her shoulders slumping. I feel useless right now. She murmurs, the words muffled by the wheel. Her tail stirs behind her, restless, until the tip snakes forward, curling up towards her own face. It hovers, pointing deliberately at her cheek, the gesture clear as day. All right, I get it. Stepping close, I lean in and press a soft kiss against her cheek where her tail points. Her scales are warm, though she doesn't lift her head. She stays bowed, eyes down. I understand her since this also affects me. Want a massage? She doesn't look up, her breath still warm against the wheel. I do. She admits after a pause, her tail flicking once behind her. Her voice dips lower, half frustration, half longing. Dry soy Jack, Nila. Wait, by the way, 2 collections have both this game and my game Forever Snoot, both Sanzuku, Biden, and Draco Silver's collection. Okay. But right now is not the time, mon amour. Then later, no excuses. So many art directions for this game. Fair warning, when you do the max route, let me tell you, okay? She exhales, the sound somewhere between a sigh and a laugh, but her head stays bowed against the wheel. The silence that follows isn't heavy this time, it's gentler. She feels useless, but she isn't. She's just carrying too much weight at once, same as always. Her snout stays pressed against the wheel, scales dull in the sunlight. The silence stretches. Then finally, she speaks, her voice low, almost muffled by the wheel. How many gold bars have you carried so far? She doesn't move, doesn't even flick her tail this time, just waits. Around 15. I answer slowly, rubbing the back of my neck. Saying it out loud makes my stomach twist. 15 bars of solid gold. I don't need to know the exact numbers to understand the weight of it. She lets out a low hum, one that doesn't sound like an agreement or disapproval. Do you know how much money that is? She doesn't lift her head, but her voice gets sharper. She seems to be attempting to conceal her face from me by keeping her snout firmly pressed against the steering wheel. I know it's a lot. The words are bitter on my tongue as I murmur. My chest tightens at the notion of it resting down there on the cargo hold. A kingdom, let alone a single ship, might be turned around by that much wealth. She exhales through her nose, the sound rough against the wood. And here I am. The shoulders slumped further, her whole frame folding in on itself. First mate of the ship, supposed to be second in charge, supposed to carry the weight that when my uncle can't, and I can't even deal with one man stealing bars of gold in the hold. Her tail lashes once, hard, before curling back in close as if ashamed of its own anger. What good am I if I can't even handle this? If I freeze up? If all I can do is think of what could go wrong? This time her voice trembles on the wheel and cracks. She doesn't raise her head or dare look me in the eyes. She seems to be attempting to blend in with the wood by pressing her face deep enough. With my chest tightening, I breathe slowly. The sea itself is not as heavy as the weight of her words. I gently place my hand against her arm as I take a step closer, being cautious not to startle her. Nila, I say quietly, but she doesn't move. Her scales feel tense beneath my touch, her muscles taut as a drawn rope. She lets out a humorless laugh, dry and bitter. What kind of leader am I? I can steer this ship through a storm. I can read the stars. I can bark orders when I have to. But when it comes to this, when it comes to stopping one man with a revolver, I'm paralyzed. I can't think of a single plan where someone doesn't get shot or stabbed or thrown overboard. Useless. Her wings twitch, folding tighter against her back. Useless. You're not useless, I say firmly, leaning closer. You're the reason the ship hasn't fallen apart already. You've been carrying more than your share since the moment I set foot here. Everyone looks to you, even if they don't say it. Her claws tighten on the wheel again. She shakes her head just barely, as if she wants to dismiss it but can't find the strength. If I was really the one they should look to, I'd already have a plan. I'd already have fixed this before it got this far. Instead, I'm standing here waiting for the floor to drop out from under us. I shift closer, lowering my voice. Having a plan doesn't make you a leader. Knowing when to wait, when to hold back, when not to rush in, that matters too. Rushing at him blind would just get someone killed. You know that. That's why you're cautious. That's not useless, Nila. That's smart. She lifts her head slightly, but only enough for me to catch the edge of her eye. It doesn't feel smart. It feels like fear. Her voice drops to a whisper, so quiet I almost didn't hear it. And if fear's all I can give, then maybe I don't deserve this position. Her tail coils around her leg. Deserve it? I tighten my grip just slightly, enough that she knows I'm here, that I'm not walking away. You've earned every bit of this. The ship, the crew, your uncle, they all know it. I know it. You've been leading without even realizing it. You're allowed to feel fear. Hell, you'd be insane not to. She closes her eyes, her head still pressed against the wheel. The silence between us stretches again, but this time it feels different. She doesn't see it, but I do. She's the anchor holding all of us steady. Even when she thinks she's breaking, she's the one keeping the ship from falling apart. Her head stays bowed against the wheel, her breathing uneven. Neither of us speaks. The only sounds are the chum of the paddles and the gentle scrape of wood as the ship rocks under us. You know, no one tells me these things. She mumbles, her words escaping as if they had been imprisoned for too long. She does not fully release her grip, but her claws do slack a little on the handles. No one thinks I can do this. Not really. Not my uncle. Not the crew. Not even the chef who raised me. To them, I'm just a girl at the wheel, playing at being second in command. They do not trust me with more. Hey, Crescenario. Nila involving her granny maxing skills. She's about to look like a skeleton any second. But you tell me I can. You look at me and you mean it. Do you know what that does to me? She lets out a quick sigh, as if the words were burning. Hesitantly, her tail raises and brushes against my arm as if it were in need of an anchor. I swallow, unsure if speaking will ruin the fragile air between us. Before I can try, she presses on, softer still. Sesporka. What? Oh, I should bring that translator back out again. This is why I fell in love with you, not because you are clever or stubborn, or you kiss me when I least expect it. It's because you see me as I wish to be seen. You think I can do this, even when I cannot, even when I'm certain I will fail. Her tail slides across the floor, hesitant, then brushes lightly against my boot like it's searching for a tether. I let it rest there. Nila. You don't need to say it back. Pas maintenant, I know. But understand, mon cher, it means more than you think. More than I can ever put into words. She leans forward until her forehead rests fully against the wood. Her claws flex once against the handles, then loosens, the fight draining out of them. For a long, quiet moment, she doesn't move at all. The only signs she's still holding on are the soft, uneven breaths fogging the wheel in front of her. Just your hands, your touch, it is enough for me. Her voice is hardly audible, the words almost lost in the hull's growl and the never-ending waves. Just don't leave me. I'm not going anywhere. I say it steady, without hesitation. My other arm slips around her, careful, holding her against me. Her wing brushes clumsily against my hip as she shifts closer. Bond, good, because I do not want to lose you either. For the first time since she's entered the wheelhouse, she lets the wheel slacken beneath her grip, not in surrender, but in trust. Trust that I'll stand beside her, even when she cannot hold it steady alone. Her snout nudges faintly against me, a quiet motion more vulnerable than anything she's said today. I rest my chin lightly on the top of her head, closing my eyes. I won't let them be right about you. Then stay and I will believe you. She presses closer, her wings rubbing into my chest like she's trying to carve the shape of me into her memory. Her voice falls into a whisper. Do not let go of me, mon amour. She turns her palms up and finds my hands, guiding them into hers. Her fingers curl delicately around mine, rough scales against skin, but her touch is gentle, almost reverent. She traces the lines of my knuckles with the tip of her claw, careful not to scratch, then shifts to rub her thumb across my palm in slow circles. Her warmth seeps into me, chasing away the chill that clung to her earlier. There we go. A little bit more comfortable. Tessman's always steady, she murmurs, bringing one of them closer as though memorizing the shape. Then with a quiet hum, she leans in and brushes the length of her snout against my cheek. Jesus content, I am glad you are a part of my life now. I open my mouth, the words forming before I even know what I'm about to say, but before I can speak, something firm and sudden nudges into my hip. My voice cuts off as I glance down, startled, realizing what just pressed against me. Her tail flicks once, but it isn't her tail this time. She shifted her stance, just enough to poke me with her rear, playfully, quick, shameless. Before I realize it, she has already moved ahead once more, her body angled aside as though nothing had occurred, and her weight back on the wheel. However, I see the slightest curve at the corner of her mouth and the lightest twitch of her tail. Don't interrupt me. Her eyes remain forward, focused on the horizon, as if she hadn't just interrupted me in the most absurd manner. It has been a little more than 2 weeks since you stepped aboard. And yet I am certain, I want to form a family with you. The words are deliberate and powerful, and I can feel the weight of them pressing down on my chest. She doesn't look at me when she says it. Instead, her gaze is fixed on the horizon. However, I can know she means every word by the way she squeezes my hand and keeps her nose near my cheek. Her hips press back against me, slow and purposeful, a little wiggle that makes the air catch my throat. She keeps it up for only a moment, a playful giggle that has no subtlety whatsoever. Nila. My voice sounds strained, part chuckle, half warning. Even though she keeps her head turned away, I can hear the grin in her silence. The tension that had been suffocating the wheelhouse cracks, spilling out like pressure from a pipe. I'm glad she understands how to break it before it takes us both, and I release a breath I didn't know I was holding. And just as quickly as she started, she pulls forward again, separating the connection, her tail brushing behind her. She rests her snout back against my cheek, softer now. The playful glint in her eye fades into something warmer. I want to form a family with you. You said that before. Maybe take vacations for the first time in my life. Past the travel, no ship, no cargo, just us. Maybe even a place to call our own, somewhere we can stay when each trip ends. Her eyes drift closed as though she's seen it. A small house, maybe, somewhere by the coast. I can almost see it too, painted through her words. I always wanted and feel a daughter, someone to teach, to love, to protect. Her voice becomes nearly silent, as if the confession were delicate, and she fears that if she speaks too loudly, it could shatter. But never, never in a million years did I think I would have a mate. Her snout nudges faintly against my jaw as she says it, the warmth of her breath brushing my skin. For a moment, the weight of her honesty eclipses everything else. The ship, the danger, the rich man, the gold bars. It's just her, clinging to me with dreams she never thought she'd be allowed to have. A house, somewhere not too far from the sea. I want a bathtub, on Grand Bignor, big enough for the both of us. That's not a luxury, that's a must. Her voice vibrates against my jaw as she lets out a little laugh, but her tone is not comical. Whether I agree with her or not, I can immediately picture her rolling up in hot water after a hard journey. She is being serious. And a fireplace, a real one. Somewhere we can sit when it rains and hear the storm without being inside it. And a kitchen, of course, where I can cook what I want without worrying about feeding the crew. As if every new detail develops momentum, every image bringing in another into being, her tail flicks behind her. There must be a place for my uncle, a room for him to visit us whenever he pleases. He would never admit it, but he would not let me go easily. If we give him his own room, he will come, and he will see that I am well, and that we are well. I freeze for just a beat. A room for her uncle, for the man who looks at me like a target whenever he sees me around Nila. I can already imagine the weight of his stare in our own home, the quiet disapproval dripping from every glance. My gut twists at the thought. But I look at her, really look at her. The way her eyes soften when she speaks of him, the way she wants him to stay part of her life even when she's dreaming of leaving the ship. I can't argue with that, not when I love her. If it matters to you, then we'll have it. Bon, then it's settled. Our home will have a bagnore, a fire, une chambre d'invite for mon oncle, and... She stops and tilts her head, till her horns almost touch my chin. Once more, her lips twist slightly, mischievously. A bedroom that will not let us out until I say so. Oh no. The tease lingers only a second before her snout presses firmly against my cheek again. Tender and slow, her claws tighten gently around my fingers, and her voice lowers back into that soft, certain rhythm. You see, I can already imagine it. With you, it feels possible. Her description of the house lingers in our minds, creating a dream. I think it could be near enough to touch for a second. She lowers her head back towards the wheel, but suddenly her face changes. The lightheartedness fading from her gaze. A little restless, she flexes her claws into the wood once again. You must trust me. The playful tone she used moments before is now giving way to a gentler whisper that carries more weight. I can sense the strain in her hold, even though she isn't looking at me. Instead, she is focused on the dark horizon ahead. I will come out with a plan at some point. I have to, but not today. For now, all I need is your warmth, around me, against me. That is what will keep me steady. Her wing shifts as she speaks, brushing against my arm before settling along my side. It's almost protective, curling in close without fully wrapping me. Like she's unsure if she should let herself need it this much. I tighten my hold on her hand, the one still tangled with mine, and step closer until my chest presses lightly against her shoulder. Her scales are cool at first, but under them there's a pulse of warmth that answers mine. You already have it, I say, keeping my voice low so it doesn't feel like a declaration, just a truth. Bon, that's what I need. Rien de plus, nothing else. She closes her eyes and stays like that, letting the rhythm of the ship's engine hum through both of us. Minutes pass like this, and I don't care. I don't care if the world outside sinks or burns. For the first time, she isn't bracing herself against everything. She isn't carrying the whole weight of the ship, or the crew, or her uncle's expectations. She's just here with me. But the silence doesn't last. She whispers again, muffled against my chest. You think I'm strong enough, capable enough, that I can handle this rich man and his secret gold? She swallows hard, shifting against me as though the words sting. But I do not have a plan, not yet. Every idea, every scenario, I see someone hurt. You, me, maybe even him. Then trust me too. Trust that when you're ready, when the plan comes, I'll be right there with you. Until then, you don't have to prove anything. For a long minute, there's nothing but the groan of the ship's timber and the faint churn of the paddle wheel. Nila's eyes lock with mine, unblinking, her tail swaying behind her as if it were a metronome counting the silence. You need to call the twins to the wheelhouse. I frown, tilting my head. Why? She doesn't look away. One corner of her mouth twitches upward, though the rest of her face stays perfectly serious. Because we'll need someone to cover for us. The answer only tightens the knot of confusion in my head. Cover for us? For what? This time, her smile blooms. So we can make love in our cab... Right. Developer here, have you found any bugs or sprite problems recently? I'm trying to make a list of all the bugs for next patch. Not yet, I just started. I'm thinking you were in the stream last time too, so... I don't play this off stream. For a moment, I think my brain misfires, the words clang around my skull, refusing to connect until they spark together and crank something to life inside me like a gear long stuck in place. Heat rushes up my neck and into my face before I can stop it. Oh. I clear my throat, trying to mask the raw rush of blood behind my ears. Alright, it'll take me a few minutes. Her tail flicks, brushing against my knee like a spark before retreating again. She leans close, her snout brushing the side of my cheek in a kiss-like motion. Then hurry up. I rush outside on my way to find the twins. We're probably going to bump into the rich man. Oh, it's Friday. Never mind. I guess it's all it's all implied. Alright, who is pinging me? Okay, I don't know why I'm getting ads from that thing. Anyways, Nila leans against the railing. So, what do you think about the continent now that we're here? I take a while to reply. My eyes trace a farmhouse in the distance, no neighbors anywhere in sight, just acres of brown and green stitched together like an old patchwork coat. It unsettles me more than I expect. Weird, that's what I think. It's really weird seeing houses so separated from each other. That's because people here own a lot of the land. Families spread out, keep to themselves. It's normal. Normal for them, maybe. To me, it looks lonely. I can't imagine myself owning that much land. Too much space, too much work. Tending to it would get tedious fast. You wouldn't last a season, would you? She grins, satisfied, and pushes off the railing, stretching her back like a cat before settling again. Good. I was worried for a second that you were secretly dreaming about turning farmer. What gave you that idea? Oh, I don't know. It was just a random thought. Guess I'm more suited for simpler living. The ship's already complicated enough. She taps her claws lightly against the railing, thinking. I'm the same. I don't need anything fancy. This ship's plenty for me. It's alive in its own way, always moving, always breathing with the water. If I ever had a house, it'd be small, simple, a place that doesn't ask too much. The way she says it makes me glance at her longer than I should. She's already telling me what she wants for us. I look away before she notices. Strange thing is, it almost makes me jealous. Not of the land itself, but how certain they must feel. They know this is their spot, their piece of the world. Meanwhile, we're drifting all the time. Nila tilts her head. You make drifting sound bad. Isn't it? No, drifting means freedom. If you own land, the land owns you back. If you live on the water, nothing holds you but the wind and your own stubbornness. I'd pick this over roots any day. She must see something in my silence because she nudges me with her elbow. Don't tell me you're scared of drifting. You've been doing just fine since you got here. I rub the back of my neck, eyes still on the coastline. Maybe for now, yeah, but what if, someday, We start a family. You can't raise kids drifting forever. At some point, you need a place to settle down. She's quiet for a beat, watching the gulls wheel above the trees before answering. Also, I've been talking with a few artists. We might make a remake in the future with more CGs. That sounds good. Maybe. You're not wrong. Her voice is softer than usual, almost thoughtful, and she turns back to me with that sly grin. But in the meantime... She bumps her hip into mine. We could still have fun, can't we? I steady myself against the railing, heart skipping more than it should from such a simple gesture. Guess so, but you're dangerous when you're having fun. Good. Keeps you on your toes. Her tail flicks behind her, brushing lightly against my leg as if she's testing how far she can push before I stumble over my own words. I really like having someone. It's weird for me. You're my first mate ever, so you can't blame me for being, well, horny all of the time now. Her bluntness catches me off guard, even though by now it really shouldn't. I'm not criticizing you, not at all. I enjoy it too. I pause, scratching the back of my head before adding with a dry cough. Though honestly, I'd prefer to keep enjoying it without getting punched by your uncle again, because if he does it one more time, I'm pretty sure I'll die with my brain matter scattered across the deck. Her tail flicks hard against the planks, betraying how much she's enjoying the image of me reduced to a pulp by the chef's fist. Don't exaggerate. Exaggerating? You call that exaggerating? The man tossed me overboard like a sack of potatoes. If his knuckles connect again, I swear it won't just be lights out. It will be me splattered across the wheelhouse walls like a fermenting jar of marmalade. Her grin widens, but she doesn't argue. She just keeps staring at me as if she's daring me to keep going. Tell me I'm exaggerating. Come on, am I really exaggerating? She doesn't answer. Her smile fades into a strange stillness. Her eyes stay locked on mine, wide open, unblinking, as if I suddenly switched languages and she's still trying to translate. Nila, am I exaggerating? Still nothing, just her eyes, a little too wide, lips pressed into the ghost of a grin she's holding back. I step closer, lowering my voice into a mix of mock desperation and genuine irritation. Seriously, am I exaggerating? We're late for our shift. Really? That's not an answer. You can't just dodge like that. She's already walking, hips swaying with every step, tail flicking in smug victory behind her. I trail after her. Unbelievable. First mate ever, she says, and she's already mastered the art of deflection. Her laugh floats back over her shoulder, light and triumphant. Nighttime already, huh? Shadows extend over the deck through the low windows as the sun sets, and the air is heavy with the wet mixture of coal smoke and saline that permeates every part of the ship. Our shift is almost over, though it doesn't feel like it. My focus is on keeping us straight, following the faint line of coast that peaks and vanishes with every rise of the wave. In front of me, Nila is sprawled out in the fixed chair like a queen on her throne. She's not even pretending to sit proper. Just her, sprawled out, looking at me like I'm hers, because I guess I am now. She knows it, I know it. I can feel her stare even without turning around. I'm trying to ignore it, trying to keep my hands from tightening too much on the wheel, but I know she's just waiting for the right moment to mess with me. If I get a daughter, I want her named after my mother. And if it's a boy, he's taking your name, John. My hands jerk, and I nearly send us drifting off course. The wheel slips a little in my grip, the ship giving a small lurch under my mistake. My stomach drops with it. What? My pulse is pounding more forcefully than it should as I struggle to keep the wheel steady. Out of all the things she could have said, that was nowhere near on the list. I shoot her a look, and there she is, still lounging in that damn chair as if she didn't just say a life-changing decision. She just shrugs. What, you don't like it? You want your son named after someone else? I can't even form words right away. My brain's trying to keep up. Switching between family, kids, right now? And don't crash the ship, idiot. You can't just drop something like that while I'm steering. She laughs, not just a small laugh either. It's full on, tail tapping the floor like a drum. Relax, mon amour. You didn't crash us. You look funny. Funny? I nearly gave the ship a shake. So, everyone's doing their things. They won't even notice. She leans back further in the chair, spreading herself even more, and it's like she's daring me to call her out. You're insane. Absolutely insane. No, I'm just honest. And she says it so damn calmly that it makes me grip the wheel tighter all over again. I'm still buzzing from what she just threw at me. Kids, names, family. She's getting more insisting about it. So, fine, if she's gonna drop bombs on me like that, maybe it's only fair I throw one back. But what? What's even close to that level? My brain runs through ideas at lightning speed. Say I want to marry her? No, too soon. Say I've thought about us being together forever? I'd only feed her smugness. I bite back a grin. She wants to see me flustered. Two can play that game. Hey, Kissif. If you're going to hit me with stuff like that out of nowhere, I should return the favor. Oh, and what bomb could you possibly drop on me, helmsman? I let the silence drag just long enough to get her curious. Then I'd go in for the kill. I just remembered the last time I pulled your tail while we were doing it, you moaned, and you sounded like a squirrel. Her face goes completely blank. Screonk! Heh. That's my victory. At first, she remains still and gently turns her head in my direction. Very slowly. She appears to have forgotten how to breathe since her mouth is slightly open and her eyes are wide. What did you just say? I shrugged, pretending to focus on the wheel like I didn't just shatter her composure. You heard me, all cute and squeaky, squirrel noises. Our tail twitches, flicking once against the chair. Her eyes are locked on me like daggers. Anon. What, I'm only telling the truth, You're lying. Am I? Oh, now she's mad. She looks away for half a second, then back at me. She knows I'm not lying. I can see it in her eyes. You remember it, don't you? She doesn't answer. She just stares, her face caught between fury and embarrassment. That's when I know I got her. Nila folds her arms under her chest, trying to look unimpressed. So loud. Tell me I'm exaggerating. She doesn't. She just glares. You're lucky we're almost off shift, or I'd... You'd what, moan again? That does it. That does it. She shoots up from her chair, tail lashing behind her, but she's got no comeback. None. Smack. She stops right next to the wheel, so close I can feel the heat rolling off of her. For a second I think she's gonna slug me in the arm, or worse, but she doesn't. She just leans down, her face inches from mine. You better pray no one ever hears you say that. I won't, not in a million years. Don't even get another word in before she's on me. Nila grabs my collar with both hands and starts peppering my face with kisses. Angry kisses, sharp, quick, all over my cheek, my jaw, the corner of my mouth. I gotta see what pinged. More Steam games on sale. Hey, the Dinosaur Far Cry game's on sale. I might go pick that one up after the stream. Not a word, Kiss. Not one. You hear me? I wish that were me, writer. Okay. Alright, I get it. She pulls back finally, breathing a little harder, eyes narrowed like she's daring me to test her again. I'm grinning like an idiot because the truth is, there's no need to promise her anything. Not when the entire damn ship probably already knows. If anything, they're probably just being polite by not saying a word. So yeah, I don't need to tell anyone, they already heard. I keep the thought to myself, though. If I said it out loud, she'd probably tackle me to the floor and choke me with her tail. In a kinky way. Still, I can't wipe the smug grin off my face. Stop having that stupid face. I'm being serious. Stupid face? This is just my face. Then fix it. I'm not joking around. My grin falters. My shoulders straighten as I obey. Not that I want to be on her bad side anyway. Alright. No stupid face. I hear you. Her expression softens. Not much, but enough. She studies me, her sharp eyes scanning for any trace of mockery left on my lips. When she doesn't find any, she exhales slowly. For a second, it's calm again. Just me, her, and the low hum of the ship cutting through the water. Then she leans closer. I meant it about what I said earlier, about names, about all of it. The talk we had outside, too. I know, I believe you. Her hand hovers near the wheel, not quite touching me, but close enough that I can feel the heat radiating from her scales. Her gaze dips from my eyes to my mouth, and I know what's coming before it even happens. She's about to kiss me again. I'm ready for it, too. Uh-oh. Is that even legal? What? Boots on the floorboards, a shadow stretches across the wheelhouse. Calm as ever, the captain enters, his face a mystery behind that weather-beaten look. He doesn't say a word, doesn't even glance at us at first. He walks straight past Nila, straight past me, and takes the wheel with a practiced grip. The silence is suffocating. Nila clears her throat, but says nothing. My heart is still hammering from almost being kissed, and now it's pounding for a whole different reason. I can't look the captain in the eye. Ahem, no one cares. Good shift? I swallow hard, nodding too quickly. Yes, sir, steady all the way. He hums low in his throat, not agreeing, not disagreeing, just a sound. It's called acknowledgement. It's clear as day. He didn't want to walk into this, probably regrets opening the door in the first place. He's giving us an out, pretending he saw nothing. We'll leave it to you, then. Her voice sounds a little tighter than usual, but she plays it off well. Without waiting for me, she heads for the door, her tail swinging stiffly behind her. I glance once at the captain. He doesn't look back. It's like we're ghosts in the room, already forgotten. The moment the door shuts behind us, the weight of it all hits. I shove my hands into my pockets, walking beside her in silence. Nila doesn't stop until we're far enough from the wheelhouse that it's just us again. The sound of the sea muffling everything else. Well, that was perfect timing. Yeah, real perfect. Guess we should start locking the door. We. She snorts, covering her mouth quickly as if she doesn't mean to laugh, but the sound escapes anyway. Neither of us says more for a while. Would you like to go to our cabin and lock the door for a while? Food first? Food first. Saturday. There we are. It's the day of our arrival. I wake up staring at the ceiling. The wood above me is uneven and cracked, with a few dark stains that probably came from some leak years ago. I just lie here for a while, not moving, not thinking about much. My body feels heavy. My brain no worky. Not sore, not even really tired, just heavy, like I'm made of sand and someone's poured water over me. I blink a few times, watch the light sneak through the cracks in the board above my bunk. It's morning, I think. Maybe late morning, doesn't matter. Today's supposed to be my day off. I'm not leaving this bunk, not if I can help it. I pull the blanket a little higher and let out a quiet sigh. The last thing I want is to walk out there and run into him. Which him? Which him are we talking about? Are we talking about the uncle or are we talking about the rich guy? The thought alone makes my chest tighten. The rich guy. The way he carries himself, the calm arrogance, the revolver tucked under his coat like he's just waiting for someone to give him an excuse to use it. No, thanks. I've had enough of that kind of man for a lifetime. Well, he knows where you live, or where you bunk. I'm pretty sure. That calm, slow manner he moves is deadly. He doesn't need to shout or wave his gun around to get his point across. When he's close, you can feel it in the air. It grows thinner and sharper. One wrong word or glance and I would be done. I don't even believe he would even think twice. I wipe my eyes and take another breath. I have the impression that I have been keeping my guard up for days, and that my entire body is stiff even when I'm not doing anything. It's tiring. I close my eyes and attempt to pay attention to the sound of the engine instead. It's always there and works. The only thing on the ship that doesn't lie. Maybe the day will go by peacefully if I simply stay here. I might not have to see that guy, hear his voice, or feel his weight in the room while he's around. I've had my share of awful days at sea, but this one feels worse. The air's heavier, and it seems like the ship itself knows something is wrong. I can't quit thinking about the gold. There's a small scratch on one of the planks, something I must have carved without thinking. Maybe with my pocket knife. Yeah, whatever happened to that sculpture? Part of me feels guilty for hiding down here, for staying quiet while everyone else is working, but I'm tired. Just plain exhausted. Not the sort that a snooze will revive you. So sick of being the delicate duckling. Over it. I'm sick of acting like nothing is wrong when it obviously is. Someone at some point will become so fed up that they take action. As a result, fatalities will occur. The way things are, that's all. I feel queasy just thinking about it. In an effort to calm my breathing, I cup my hands over my face. As the ship moves, the wooden bed's frame softly rattles, serving as a constant reminder that we are still out here, with no simple way out, and boundless sea all around us. I could get up, get some breakfast, and maybe have a chat with someone. However, I would have to pass his cabin on my way there. No, not today. I will be spending the day here. Seeing him is something I'd rather avoid. That damn revolver and his voice are the last things I want to think about. I wish I could escape this ship and all of its chaos for just a little while. I stare at the wall until the grain of wood starts to blur, my thoughts fading into that dull, heavy silence that comes right before sleep. If I'm lucky, I'll stay like this till nightfall. Nila. I try to ignore it, roll onto my side, pull the blanket tighter, but it doesn't help. Thought grows heavier, more stubborn. She can't deal with him alone. She shouldn't have to. She's tough, yeah, stronger than most of us, but that doesn't mean she deserves to stand alone in front of a man like that. My hands are covering my eyes as I make a sound of pain. It's ridiculous how foolish I am. Keeping quiet as if this were none of my business, acting as if I can simply block it all out because that makes it simpler. It annoys me. It has made me feel insignificant, cautious, and worthless, and I despise it. I sit up halfway, elbows on my knees, rubbing the back of my neck. 15 minutes already. Damn, that was fast. Yeah, sometimes. My thoughts won't stay quiet. And Max is still in bed. She can't face him alone, not with that look in his eyes, not with that gun. I drag a hand through my bald head and stare at the floorboards, tracing the grain with my eyes until it all blurs together. I should go outside. I know I should, but a part of me is terrified. Terrified of what might happen if I do, and maybe more terrified of what'll happen if I don't. If he corners her again, if he decides to make her pay for something that isn't her fault, what then? I don't even want to picture it, but my mind does anyway. I swallow hard and shut my eyes. No, I can't let that happen. I won't. For a long moment, I just sit there, listening to this ship move. Everything sounds too normal, too calm for what's boiling underneath. It makes me feel sick. She doesn't deserve this. None of us do. I rub my hands over my face, forcing myself to breathe. My mind's fighting itself, half of it telling me to stay put, the other half screaming that I'm already too late. There's no point in pretending anymore. I'm not resting, I'm not waiting, I'm avoiding, and it's starting to make me feel hollow. She can't face him alone. Knife! Knife! Uh-oh. My hands are shaking, but I don't care. I grab the knife and slip it into my pocket. Not to use it, not unless I have to, but having it there makes me feel less powerless. When I reach the door, I pause. One deep breath. The wood feels rough under my fingers. I can still turn back, still crawl into the bunk and pretend I never thought about this, but I know I won't, not anymore. Door pushed open, penetrating the cabin's gloom. The warm and piercing light from the hallway seeps in. Time to face whatever's waiting above deck. Blue gremlin spotted. I gotta stretch my neck out for a bit. Give me a moment. Alright, that should last me like maybe 5 minutes. When I reach the saloon, I push the door open gently. The hinges groan. Empty. Of course it fucking is. The light spilling in through the windows is pale and low, still fighting through the morning fog outside. No voices, no footsteps. No rich bastard sitting here pretending he belongs among people who actually work for a living. I make my way across the room, dragging my hands along the edges of the bench. There he is. I push the door open and step inside. Morning, I mutter, my voice rough from not speaking all day. The chef glances over his shoulder. You're up early, he says, his tone more like a yawn than a question. I just nod and walk closer, leaning against the counter. The warmth of the stove feels good against my hands, even if I don't really deserve that comfort right now. Sir, could I borrow your fishing pole? The spoon stops moving. The chef looks at me with one brow raised, like he's trying to figure out if I'm serious. The fishing pole? Yeah, just for a bit. The chef hums softly, tapping the spoon against the rim of the pot. You won't catch a thing, Giovanado. He finally speaks, his voice calm but tinged with apprehension. Ship's too big, the water's too shallow here. Fish don't like all that noise and shadow. They'll scatter the moment you drop your line. Doesn't matter. I whisper, mostly to myself. He looks at me for a few seconds. He's not naive. He recognizes when someone is lying or attempting to make up an excuse to avoid anything. Maybe he thinks I simply need space. Perhaps he already suspects something else. You look like you've been hit by the whole damn ship. Something like that. He turns back to the pot, pretending not to notice the exhaustion hanging off me. The quiet between us stretches, broken only by the sound of boiling water and the slight groan of metal as the ship rocks. The pool's by the back, under the rack with the nets. Thanks. I walk past him, the hardwood floor creaking lightly under my feet. The fragrance of tea and heat has a soothing, aching, normal quality. It makes me want to pause, sit down, and wait for everything to quiet down again. But I can't. The line's already frayed in places, but it'll do. It's enough for me to look busy, enough to make people think that I'm not thinking too much. I glance back at the chef before I leave. No, I can't drag him into this. Not him. Not after everything. I'll bring it back later. Take your time. Don't lose the hook. I only have 2 left. I nod and walk out, door creaking softly behind me. You won't catch a thing. He's probably right, but I don't care. I don't want to fish. I just need space, air, a place where I can breathe without feeling like I'm about to fall apart. I close my eyes. The noise from the paddles is louder here. I've heard it 1,000 times since I boarded this ship, but today it grates on me. Maybe it's because my head's too full to ignore it now. Maybe I just don't have the patience I used to. I rest the fishing pole against the railing and pull the line out, the hook dangling loosely in the air. No bait, no reason to waste any. The line drops with a faint splash, the ripples swallowed by the noise of the paddles and the movement of the ship. I watch the spot where the line disappeared, but it's pointless. There's nothing down there but sound and shadow. I know that. Still, watching the line sway feels better than doing nothing. The coast looks closer now. Closer than I remember it being yesterday. Maybe the fog's lifted. Or maybe we've really made more distance than I thought. A few boats rest in the shallows, tilted slightly with the tide. It's strange how it all looks peaceful. Back there, someone's playing with fire, and here I am, pretending to fish. The paddles keep turning, the noise doesn't stop. I look back towards the coast again. The land feels different now that I can really see it. They label it as the New World, yet somebody who has lived there their whole life is unlikely to consider it new. Still, crossing the seas in search of letters, wealth, or some vague hope of better days must have seemed like a miracle at one point. Now it's just another place to end up. The wind hits my shirt and pulls it tight onto my shoulders. I can almost hear the faint murmur of water striking the hull, which bends with the mechanical beat of the paddles. The sound used to be reassuring. It indicated mobility, progress. Now it just means time's running out. I can see the fields extending behind the houses, flat, vast, and golden in the early light. A few scattered persons walk along the trails, most likely farmers beginning their morning duties, although from this distance they are simply small dots. Smoke rises up from a few roofs, becoming pale as it catches the breeze. The scene feels too alive for someone who feels this hollow. I glance down at the pole. The line trembles every time the paddle hits the water, sending ripples across the surface. I should have stayed in bed. The sun is rising higher now, and its brightness washes over the ocean, blinding for a moment before melting to gold. It colors the shoreline and gives the homes a gentle light, as if they were waking up one by one. I almost like it. Almost. She can't face him alone. It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair that I'm out here wasting time pretending this helps, while they're all down there waiting for it to finally happen. I've been lying to myself all morning, telling myself that I needed to ponder and relax before doing anything dumb. That's not what this is. It's running away. It makes me sick how easy it is to fall into the habit of doing nothing, How comfortable the quiet starts to feel when you've convinced yourself that it's safer this way. I think about how she must feel trapped between fear and anger, pretending it's just another day. Nothing on the ship fixes itself, not the leaks, not the tempers, and sure as hell not the kind of mess we're in now. Coward. The hook drifts uselessly in the churned water, glinting for a second before vanishing again. I close my eyes for a second, breathing in slow. I tell myself again that it's not fair, that hiding won't make anything better. The paddles turn once more, and the sound feels heavier now, like the ship itself is asking me what I'm still doing here. Or that's what I want to believe. She is waiting, and I'm here pretending to fish. That's not who I want to be. Not anymore. Nila, I trust that you will have a plan to solve this mess, and I will help you with it, even if it means risking my life. My fingers touches the handle of my pocket knife, which is carelessly tucked into my pants pocket. Just emotion, just knowing it's there, makes me feel like I may have a choice. I picture myself doing something, anything to stop what's coming. Well, well, look what we have here, kiddo. I freeze, the wooden pole shaking in my fingers. My spine stiffens as the rich guy emerges from the shadows and climbs the stairs, his coat drawn tight over the hilt of the revolver. I was going to say something, anything, but now I can't bring myself to speak. Now is not the time for me to take any action. Is there going to be a quick time event? Now is not the time to take any action. In his haughty and menacing presence, my rationalizations, plans, and ideas crumble. I was wondering, were you planning on doing something against me by any chance? He doesn't move his hand, but it hovers near the revolver like a threat. Like a predator assessing its prey before deciding whether to play with it or eat it. His eyes do more than gaze at me. They measure me. I swallow. My mouth is suddenly dry. My voice fails me. I grip to pull harder. Knife still warm in my hand, but that warmth feels like a useless comfort. Silence. That's the smart move, kiddo. With his boots squeaking on the deck, he approaches with carefully measured steps. You know, life's funny. At one point, I had it all. A good business, good standing, respect even. People listened when I spoke, doors opened, smiles greeted me. I had it all, and then... He sighs. Then she left. My ex took everything. Left me with nothing, nowhere to go, nothing to my name. No home, no friends, no fallback. Just the cold, empty ground if I drop dead somewhere. That's my reality now. I feel a twinge of unease at the honesty, but my fear spikes higher than any empathy. His words are a trap, bait to get me to think of him as a person, to make me hesitate. I cannot hesitate. So you see, the plan, the beautiful plan, it's all I have. Start fresh, new world, new name, new capital. All it takes is a little acquisition. He gestures vaguely at where the hold should be under the deck. The stacked crates, the gold bars tucked away in the bowels of the ship. Lady Victoria's gold, her precious little cargo. No one will question me. Why would they? I know how business works. I know how to bend the rules, kiddo, and soon... Slowly and menacingly, his voice drops. Soon I will have what I need to vanish, to disappear into a world where nobody remembers my mistakes, my failures, my pathetic little life. A knot forms in my gut. I grip the pole tightly as if it were the only object holding me to the deck. The person I care about's face fragments like shards of glass in my imagination. I refuse to allow him to harm her in exchange for nothing, not even gold. Don't look so tense, kiddo. Don't think for a second I'd waste a bullet on you. Not yet. You're useful. He taps the side of his coat where the revolver rests. You know what happens if you resist, do you? Imagine it. Just imagine it for a second. How fast the fun ends for someone like you. How quickly a single mistake means someone else pays the price for it. Oh, it's exhilarating. I want to say something, to defy him. I planned to, before he appeared, before the words and the hand near the gun crushed the courage out of me. I cannot risk it. Listen, kiddo, life's not fair, is it? One day you think you're winning, and then life throws you into a hole you can't climb out of. I had a good run for a while, but then poof, gone. Now all I have is this. He gestures to the revolver inside his coat. This gold, it's my ticket, my chance to start again, and you, well, you're going to help me, aren't you, kiddo? I swallow hard. I can feel the accusing weight of the knife in my palm. Lead is pounding my legs. My plan dissipates into thin air. A little nod goes up my spine. Nothing else comes out. Using words would be fatal. Being hesitant is the same as dying. But maybe compliance keeps her safe. That's right, good. Smart move. Smart, clever, obedient kiddo. Now after lunch, we'll see about your next task. The rest of the gold, all of it, and you will help me move it. Nice, easy work. I like that. Obedience, it's comforting. My shoulders slump, the fight draining out of me. I obey silently because any other choice isn't worth the risk. Not for me, not for the people I care about. I grip the pole tighter anyway because it's all I have. Good, I like obedient, makes things easier. Tilting his head, he allows the menace to linger, as real as the icy steel of his weapon concealed under his coat. After lunch, we'll move the rest, all of it, nice and neat. You'll see how a real plan works, kiddo. And he's gone. Imagine if someone just overheard all of it. Yeah. Now let me stretch my neck again. Alright. I nod again, silent, empty, my fear folding me in on itself. Compliance is all I can offer. And just like that, he walks away. Fuck me. I should rest. My limbs are made of lead, and the day has sapped the edges off me. Not quitting, just shutting everything out for a moment. Cabin, door, breathe, close it, quiet. Feels wrong to rest, feels like turning my back on a fire, but I can't fight like this. Not shaking like this. Head's not right. He's going to call me after lunch. That's certain. Knife is there. At least it's there. Metal, real. Not courage, just proof I haven't surrendered completely. Today, I mouth the word without sound. Today I do something. A sound deep, long, vibrating through the walls. Horn of a ship passing somewhere too close. My whole body snaps awake. Knife gripped before I even register the motion. Adrenaline burns everything clear for a second. This is it. This has to end. After lunch, when he isn't watching, catch him wrong-footed, fast, before the gun shows up. But distance, always the distance. If he is even 2 steps farther back, I'm dead. Hands trembling again. Not enough to just want to do it. I can't fail. I won't get a second chance. He won't need one. Let me save again. I might die. That part doesn't scare me much. It's everything that happens after that does scare me. I can't mess this up. I need to make it count. Snap, crackle, pop. Yeah, that's what I need for my neck. These biscuits taste like sawdust today. I tear off another piece, chew it slowly, letting the grog wash it down. The saloon is empty except for the faint creak of the paddle wheel against the hull, and I keep my eyes flickering to the door, expecting the rich guy to appear out of nowhere. Mind if I join you, Giovannido? I look up, startled, then shrug. He's bored, sitting down across from me with a sigh. Sure, why not? He sets his elbows on the table and leans forward, resting his chin in his hands like a kid who's plotting something. There's a strange energy to him, calm but aware. Ever hear the story about the first time I reached the continent? I shake my head, nothing better to do, and maybe talking will make the time pass before the rich guy decides to move. I was overwhelmed, didn't understand a thing. No one understood my accent at first. What's wrong with your accent, sir? I used to say a lot more words in my native tongue before I had to adapt. When I raised Nila, her teacher had a completely different accent as well. We couldn't understand each other at all. The captain forced me, really, to speak one language. One way to make everything make sense. I nod absently, staring at my biscuits. The creak of the floorboard outside making me flinch. Someone could be approaching. Could be him. My mug with grog trembles a little in my hand. I force myself to breathe. Funny thing is, adapting, it changes you, shapes your thoughts. I sometimes catch myself thinking in two languages, fighting them both, trying to pick the right one. I glance at him, trying to read if he's joking. He isn't. He's staring at me, but not really at me, more like he's staring at the silence in the room, silence broken only by the paddle wheel and the distant slap of water against the hull. When I first arrived, people laughed at the way I spoke, misunderstood everything. I nearly gave up. But then I had to keep going. Nila needed me, and I had to survive for her. My stomach knots again, not from hunger. I think about the rich guy, about how unprepared I feel, about how easy it would be for him to catch me off guard. I chew in silence, swallowing slowly, listening for any sound that doesn't belong. You ever notice how small things stick with you? Little words, little misunderstandings, they build up. You carry them like stones in your pocket, until one day you either throw them away or they weigh you down. My hand brushes the knife in my pocket as a reflex with any sound that comes from outside. Anyway, I finally settled, learned to speak the language properly, and slowly people understood me. Not entirely, but enough. Enough to get by, enough to teach Nila, enough to make a life. I swallow, tasting grog and sawdust. I can feel my pulse against my temples, every creak outside, every soft bump against the hull makes me flinch. Is that him or just the ship? Funny thing, though, it's not just language, it's trust. You have to learn who to trust, and sometimes that's the hardest language of all to learn. My heart jumps. I imagine the rich guy stepping in any second, imagining his shadow falling over the table. I grip my mug of grog like a weapon now, even as the chef continues talking, unaware of my tension. So I sit here sometimes, thinking about that first arrival, about how everything seemed overwhelming, yet somehow it led me here, to this very table, talking to someone like you. I nod. I can't shake the feeling that the moment of this story ends, something else will happen, something bad. I glance at the door again, at the hallway, at the stairwell. Every nerve is screaming. Nila, she learned fast. Her accent changed too, adjusted to the world, but sometimes she still slips words that only make sense to her or to me. I wonder where the fuck he is. And that's how we survive, adapt, understand, watch, learn, make sense of the chaos, even when it feels impossible. I nod slowly, eyes darting towards the saloon door. Time crawls. The rich guy could appear at any second. I chew my last bite, swallow, and sip on the grog. Giovanito, are you even listening? With the grog halfway consumed, I stop my chewing, scattering crumbs over the table. My mug dangles over where my navy biscuit was. I quickly turn my head to face him, attempting to regain my peripheral vision. I couldn't stop thinking about his initial arrival on the continent. Nila, the interminable adaptations he's made, and the existence he's carved up for himself in a society that didn't fully grasp his existence. And now he wants to know whether I'm paying attention. Yeah, sorry, sir. How did your story end? His response is silence, looking at me calmly and unflinchingly. The silent kind of glance that deflates your self-esteem. Do you like spiders or something? My brow furrows. I blink, trying to reorient myself. I said, do you like spiders? My stomach twists. I freeze mid-chew, realizing the last bite of biscuit is gone. I swallow it anyway, barely tasting it, too focused on the threat in my mind. Then a twitch, a wet, wiggling sensation on my tongue. What do you mean? I gag violently, hand shooting into my mouth. My throat spasms, eyes watering, panic spreads like fire through my chest. I said, do you like spiders? I shake my head slowly, still coughing. My gaze drops to the crumbs, the last biscuit now gone, swallowed without noticing. You ate a spider! I cough harder, eyes widening in horror. My hands claw at my mouth, legs squirm against my teeth. I hack, gag, trying to dislodge it. My stomach churns violently, heart hammering. I cough again, gagging. My tongue presses against the roof of my mouth, still sensing the movement. Every nerve is screaming. My grip tightens on the mug, and then my knife in my pocket, a useless reassurance. Focus, Giovanito. Breathe. Calm yourself. I do my best, chew slowly, sip grog, wipe my chin, but every shadow in the room stretches. Every creak in the hall sounds louder. My stomach knots. The paddle wheel outside slaps against the water. A metronome of dread. I feel it moving. Even though all I can taste is biscuit and grog, my palm instinctively reaches for my lips anyway. My heart hammers in a frantic rhythm. My mind jumps between spider, rich guy, every possible threat. Everything is amplified. It's gone. Focus on me, not your imagination. I rise shakily from the floor and give a weak nod. The door is still a constant target of my eye movement. Once again, I take a short sip of grog. I feel sick, whether they are real or imagined. Little twitching sensations torment my tongue. I tighten my hold on the knife hidden in my pocket. I stare down at the empty biscuit crumbs. Guilt, disgust, and fear tangled together. Every nerve screams. My paranoia sharpens. You survived it. That's what matters. Learn from it, Giovanito. Okay, I survived. Now, back to the story. You were not hurt. Focus. My hands fidget on the table, trying to calm my racing thoughts. I have a weird feeling that I'm about to dream with spiders tonight. If I make it to the end of the day, that is. I refocus my attention on the chef, concentrating on his voice's sounds. Anything other than the sight of the rich guy bursting through the door and the grotesque crawling sensation in my mouth. As I was saying, when we finally got the new ship, it was a blessing. Like a wave gently rising, his voice is steady and calming. There was nothing wrong with the old vessel. She had her charter, her own rhythm, but this one, oh, her own character, sorry. He gestures around us with a slow, sweeping motion, as if the walls themselves deserve praise. This one is a lightning bolt. Compared to the old sails, it's as if we traded a horse cart for a cannonball. No wind, no waiting, no praying for weather, just steam and steel and power. She never slows down. I think about how much harder it must have been before, about storms and torn sails and weeks of crawling across the sea. Now the ship feels alive, unstoppable, like the world itself bent to make this possible. And with that came something else. Space. For me, that meant a bigger kitchen. With an action that is packed with memories, he rubs his hands together and silently laughs. On the old ship, the kitchen was barely more than a cupboard with a firebox. Not for me, maybe for Nila, but not for passengers. Back then it was simple. Bring your own food and pray it lasts. That was the rule. Damn, that sucks, considering how long trips would be. You wouldn't have space for anything in your luggage besides food. Hey, Cressa. Keck. Oh, from the spider, probably. I don't know, I'm hanging in there. My neck is sore, dude. But now, shorter trips, faster crossings, we could afford the luxury of feeding people. Real meals, not just rations. It changed everything for me. It felt human again. I glanced down at where my miserable biscuits were, hard and tasteless. Even with the speed of and the marvel of the ship, some things haven't changed. Not for the crew, at least. Maybe that's by choice. Maybe it's just habit. Still, at the beginning, it wasn't easy. Like I said before, no one understood me. I'd tell them to come eat, to enjoy the food, and they'd look at me like I was speaking from the bottom of the sea. I suppose I was, in a way. He smiles faintly, eyes distant for a moment, as if seeing a much younger version of himself fumbling through unfamiliar words in a kitchen too small for his dreams. I learned fast, though. I had to. It was the only way to make them understand that food wasn't just about filling bellies. It's about trust, too. About comfort. About making strangers feel like they belong here, even if only for a voyage. The spider's ghost is still there, but fainter now. Drowned out by his words, I let the rhythm of the paddle wheel merge with his voice. I count each slap of water against the hull and imagine it washing the panic out of me. Funny thing, once they finally understood me, everything changed. They smiled, they thanked me. Some even said it was the best meal they had in months. And I realized something, that even the most powerful ship in the world means nothing if the people on it feel like they're starving alone. It must have felt good, seeing them understand you, at least. It did, more than I can say. It made me feel like I belonged here, too. Like this place wasn't just a job, but a home. Home. And now look at me, feeding dozens every week. Watching them smile when they taste something warm for the first time in weeks. It's a small thing, but it matters, except for these things. He grabs a forgotten biscuit from the ground and tosses it to the other side of the saloon. Something is odd about all of this. How does a guy who cooks all day ends up looking like he could tear the saloon door off its hinges? I need another drink. Damn, first the tailbone and now it's taking a back seat for the neck pain to rule. Winning is hard when the cards are stacked against you, I know, right? Oof. I try to picture him hauling sacks of flour or barrels of salt, and even that doesn't explain it. There's strength in him that has nothing to do with kitchen work. Sir, just out of curiosity, how did you get, well, that? Not knowing how else to put it, I gesture vaguely at his arms. 100... Oh, Oh, you ever heard of One Punch Guy? 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every day. My brain tries to make sense of the words. Every day. On this ship. Where the hell does he run 10 kilometers in a steel and wood box barely longer than a city block? You run here? Like, where? I tilt my head slightly, imagining him sprinting laps around the main deck until the passengers scatter like pigeons. The image is ridiculous, but somehow, looking at him, it's not impossible. He doesn't answer, just shrugs as if the logistics of it don't matter. Once I started doing it, I began losing my hair, though. One punch guy. That's a price to pay. Nothing wrong with getting bald. I point at my head, but he doesn't quite like the answer. I mean, it looks like he still has like his hair growing in, whereas like Anon's just like straight up bald. Everything has a price, Giovannido, even strength, even patience. But do you ever take a day off? Every day is a day off, if you love what you do. He glances towards the galley door, then back to me. Finish your grog, you don't want to miss the extra energy for the day. And he's gone. After putting on his apron, the chef rises from his seat and returns to the kitchen. I wish I could settle down like him. He makes it look so simple. Especially the part of him getting buffed in the most bullshit way I've heard. Imagine getting bald after doing a regular routine. I can't talk since I'm already bald. The quiet settles fast, too fast. The salon feels hollow without him. The saloon feels hollow without him. I'm not there, am I? Every sound is louder now. The splashes of water, the wood of the ship creaking. I think I just heard someone at the coast, too. I stare at the door, the same door I've been watching all morning, the same one I know he'll come through eventually. I can still taste the grog on my tongue, but it's gone flat. My hands won't stop tapping the table. I catch myself counting the seconds between the paddle wheel slaps, like timing a heartbeat. If I can predict the rhythm, maybe I can predict everything else. Maybe I can stop something before it starts. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Orange. Afternoon. By the fucking primordial dragon! As soon as I let go of the words, I grip my chest, feeling a mix of shock and humiliation, sharp and loud enough to rock the metal lamps. My voice resonates off the walls. I feel my heart racing in my chest. For a second, neither of us says a word. Holy crap, mate. That's not my fault. You scared the hell out of me. My voice still trembles. I can feel sweat slick between my fingers. My pulse refuses to calm. My brain is still trying to piece together how I didn't even hear the damn door open. Scared you? I opened the door and said afternoon. He's not even angry, just confused, maybe a little insulted. And you said that? Yeah, loudly. You didn't hear me? I shake my head, embarrassed now. My hand goes to my temple. I rub it like I can press the tension out. Orange watches me for a long moment, tail curling once around his ankle. His face softens a little. The tension lingers, heavy and invisible. I force myself to breathe again, to sit back, to act normal, whatever that means anymore. But the pulse in my throat won't slow. I keep replaying the last 30 seconds, trying to fill in the missing pieces. No door, no voice, just him appearing. How the hell did I miss all of it? You really should take a nap or something. You look like hell. I'm fine, I'm just tired. I say it too quickly. Even I don't believe it. My fingers are still shaking when I reach for the mug. Still cold from before, I take a sip anyway. Mostly to give my hands something to do. Fine, huh? It sure don't look like it. You're pale, well, paler. Second time you've said something racist to me. Guess I'm not used to being snuck up on by a grown lizard. Grown indeed, thank you. And I didn't sneak up. You just weren't listening. He didn't even deny the racism part. Hang on. I look up. He's watching me again, one brow raised. You sure you're fine? Yeah, just nerves. Long day. I think about leaving, but my legs won't move. The door creaks again. My heart jumps before my head can think. I assumed it'd be him. Praying to a primordial dragon. Either they're praying to Dragon Jesus or Dragon King Bahamut. Afternoon. By the fucking primordial dragon's scorched ass! Bert stops next to Orange, unmoving, his orange scales catching the window's light. His face doesn't change, not a flinch, not even a blink. He just looks at me, deadpan, like I'm the one who walked in on him instead of the other way around. Orange, on the other hand, nearly chokes on his drink. I didn't even notice when he got a mug with grog. His eyes go wide, huge, round, shimmering with disbelief. Mate, you can't say that! He sets his mug down so hard it nearly spills. His tail shoots straight like a startled cat's. The look he gives me is half horror, half awe. I swear his scales might be turning pale. Not my fault you all keep sneaking up on me. Sneaking? Vert opened the door right in front of you. He gestures at his brother, who's still standing there like a statue. If you scared that easily, you shouldn't sit with your back to the door. Why the fuck is he always right? Of course he's right. I hadn't thought about it. I've been sitting like bait this whole time, staring straight ahead while my own shadow could have slit my throat from behind. You really need to calm down before the captain hears you, or worse, the boss. Yeah, you're right, My hands are still shaking. Bert moves past me towards the kitchen, unbothered. You thought what? Nothing important. See, you're fine. Nobody's after you. Relax before you give yourself a stroke. Working on it. The silence stretches until the door opens again. I almost leap out of my skin, but Orange's sharp look stops me before the words form. Nila. Afternoon. He doesn't even need to say it. His eyes do all the talking. Don't you dare. Afternoon. Hang on, seriously, calm down. You're going to pop a vein. What happened? Nothing important. I try to breathe, to focus on anything except the pounding in my head. Nila's talking about something related to the coast and safety with the twins. Anxiety won't let me focus on her words. And then the door opens. The rich guy steps in. Oh boy. No announcement, no hurry, just that calm, steady walk of a man who's never had to rush for anything in his life. His coat is immaculate as always, gloved hands tucked behind his back. Nila doesn't look twice. Bert doesn't either. Orange barely glances up. To them, he's just another passenger. I told Nila about him, but I never described him, so she doesn't know who he is. I feel my heart racing. A thin breath escapes me. It's like someone has inserted a bowstring into my brain and is now playing the most horrible tune possible with a violin bow. His calculated grin is all that remains as my field of vision shrinks and blurs. He sees me instantly, doesn't hesitate, walks right towards me. Afternoon, kiddo. He stops right behind me, close enough that I can feel the weight of his gaze on the back of my neck. It's time to collect the rest of the gold. The whisper slides through my ear like a blade through fabric. I flinch, not visibly, I hope, but the sound of it cuts through my ribs. The worst part isn't what he says, it's how he says it. I don't answer. Can't. My throat locks shut. Orange is still talking about some boiler issue. Vert's staring at his cup, and the rich guy is standing right behind me. He waits, the pause stretches, the violin in my head tightens another string. Don't make me repeat myself, kiddo. He leans closer, breath ghosting against my ear, words just for me. We said after lunch you'll bring it, all of it. You remember where, don't you? He exhales, disappointed, and his voice rises, barely a notch, enough to sound like ordinary conversation to anyone nearby. Didn't you hear me, kiddo? Bert's head turns slightly, his eyes lift from his cup. Do you mind? The rich guy straightens slightly, the polite mask slipping back into place with effortless ease. My apologies, I didn't mean to interrupt your fine company. The door opens again. Well, everyone's here now. Everybody is here. Max looks like she's just had enough. Max steps in, her hair tousled, her eyes heavy with sleep. She blinks at the room, confused for a moment by how many people are inside, considering not many people stay here recently after the food got switched to Navy biscuits. Behind her, Lady Victoria follows, oblivious to this situation as well. Orange raises a brow, glancing from one to another. Vert doesn't react. Nila greets them both with a polite nod, her tail still swaying idly. I don't dare look at him again. I can feel him somewhere behind me, hovering, waiting. Nila steps close. You okay? I nod, or something like it. My lips barely move. The violin in my head hasn't stopped playing. The strings are stretched to their limits. The air is thick enough to choke on. Too many people, too much noise. The rich guy's calm mask is cracking, and I can see it in the tight line of his jaw, the twitch under his eye. He's not used to crowds, not used to losing control. He leans towards me again. We're not finished, kiddo. The rich guy's hand taps once against his coat pocket. Don't act stupid now. You know what I want. I can smell the faint trace of gun oil mixed with his cologne. The gold, kiddo. Let's go now. His hand brushes my shoulder lightly, almost polite, but I can feel the warning behind it. Don't test me. He leans in closer. I can hear the grit in his whisper now. Now the strain breaking through. You think you can ignore me? Before the rich guy can speak again, the door groans open behind him. The frame rattles as someone ducks under it. I turn my head instinctively and freeze again. Eris. Yeah, she's fucking tall. She bends slightly to fit through the doorway, her horns grazing the frame before she straightens to her full height. Even standing relaxed, she dominates the room. She inhales sharply, nostrils flaring, then voice rises, cracking the space between us like a whip. Answer me, you worthless rat! The room stops. Every sound dies. Even the engines seem to hold their breath. Time slows. I know it's coming, but my body won't move. CGs. The gun comes out. He pulls it out, polished metal catching the window light. The revolver gleams in his hand like something holy and damned all at once. He raises it, not to the ceiling, not to threaten the air, but straight at me. Someone gasping, maybe Nila, maybe Max, I can't tell. The sound is swallowed by a pressure in my ears. All I hear now is the hiss of boilers below and the creak of floorboards under his boots. I gotta turn this down. The only time when there's like major music, and it's like blasting loud. Let me turn that down. There we go. Shit gets real now, yeah. The revolver clicks once as his finger finds the trigger. I can't breathe. Well, isn't this brave? Her eyes trace the rich guy as if her eyes trace the rich guy as if she's looking at something beneath her notice. Forcing another man to do your dirty work. How noble. The room's tension pivots towards her instantly. Even Nila's tail freezes mid-sway. The rich guy's arm shakes once before stiffening again. He turns the gun towards her. You remind me of the pigs my family used to raise back in the Highlands. Only those beasts had decency. We treated them as part of the family. You? She pauses, her lips curling faintly. You're less than that. The rich guy's face reddens. His hands jerk upwards, the barrel following her as if magnetized. He's breathing fast now. The sound is sharp, uneven. The breath of a cornered animal. Shut your mouth, woman! He yells it so loud, his voice cracks. The sound bounces off the walls. Nobody moves. Victoria doesn't even blink. She stands there, chin high, calm as a stone. A coward's bark, that's all you've got. Men pull the trigger in cold blood. Cowards like you resort to waving it around, hoping someone will believe they matter. The words hit him harder than bullets could. He snarls, lifts the gun higher, and the shot explodes. Uh-oh. No gunshot noise? Oh, my lower back. Pathetic. The way she says it drains the air from the room. Every eye is on her now, not him. I said shut up! His voice cracks again, louder this time, nearly delirious. He waves the revolver between her and me, hands shaking. Sweat glistens on his forehead. The smoke curls between us, making the sun rays coming from the window draw a pattern. Victoria starts walking. Tell me then, are you the one who's been stealing my property? The tone doesn't rise. It doesn't need to. The question lands like a hammer. The rich guy stumbles back a half step. His eyes dart from her to me, then back to her again. He's shaking now. Real fear bleeding through his arrogance. Ugh. No answer, and that's all the confirmation I need. What? Just down. Alright. We had nothing to fear. Victoria's cold. I like her. She moves faster than I can process. One moment she's in front of him. The next she's on him. The revolver goes off again. Like we're shooting holes into the ship? That's dangerous. And man, she's agile for, well, then again, we saw her strength as getting that fish up. For an old woman, though, man. The sound isn't like in the story. Wait, the sound isn't like in the stories. It's dull, wet, brutal. Fist meeting bone, flesh meeting floorboards. Once, twice, again. He hits the planks hard, Victoria on top of him, driving her fists into his face with the same fury she showed when she caught the marlin. My brain keeps telling me this isn't real, that people don't move like that. Don't sound like that when anger takes them, but Victoria does. Every swing seems pulled from her very core. Ye filthy bastard. Bastard. Were you Indian? Bloody bastard. You think you could steal from me, eh? You thieving gobshite, ye lifting your hand again, I'll break the other one too. I feel my stomach twist, not from fear of her, but from the realization that she is right. Every hit she lands feels like justice dragging itself out of the mud. I want to look away, but I can't. Something in me won't let me. I gotta take a food break, I think. I'm feeling the hunger shake, so I know. It sucks. I'm gonna go take a hunger break because I know I can't finish or leave it off of where it's at. I'm gonna try and finish this if I can. I'm gonna put the main menu on. I will be right back in maybe 15 minutes, hopefully. I apologize. Alright, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. It's just I get those hunger shakes. It's kind of like I don't know if I'm like diabetic, but I'd have to like relate it kind of like that. Where it's like if you don't get your like blood sugar or whatever, you get weak or whatever. It's something like that. I'll turn the... There we go. Turn that off and we'll pick it up where we left off. I apologize. It's not easy when you're weak. When life does not grant you the right biology, the right genetics. Anyways. You think you clever, you scunner, hiding behind folk like a weasel in a henhouse, coward. Filthy, thieving, piss-drunk coward. Her words cut sharper than her fist ever could. The rich guy tries to speak once, but she silences him with another blow. A sound that snaps through the air like a thunderclap. I realize I'm shaking, not from fear of her, but from the sheer weight of watching something that real, that raw. It's like the air has been peeled back and I'm staring at the bare bones of anger itself. The next punch lands slower but heavier, her knuckles trailing streaks of her own blood. She's panting now, the rhythm of her strikes faltering only because her body's starting to give out before her will does. Then she stops, just stops. The silence after is unbearable. Don't let him get the gun! The rich guy wheezes beneath her. Barely conscious, blood and sweat mixing into something ugly I can't bring myself to focus on. Victoria glares down at him. For a long second, nobody moves, nobody speaks. She lifts her arm one last time, knuckles hovering inches from his face, and for a heartbeat, I think she's going to finish it. Then she brings her fists down into the floorboards instead. The plank splits clean down the middle. The noise echoes through the saloon like a cannon shot. You'll hang when we reach the port, you hear me? She stands slowly, straightening her coat. Shoulders heaving with the effort. Blood, hers, smeared across her sleeve. She looks down at her hand, flexes it once, and winces. Her knuckles are split open, small cuts gleaming in the window light. She wipes them on her torn sleeve anyway, muttering under her breath. Sailors, take this rat to his cabin, lock him in, and keep the key till we reach port. The twins straighten immediately, the training in their posture clear. Make sure the bastard eats. Don't want him dying before he hangs. A clean trial's the least I'll grant him. Victoria lifts her chin, glancing at me briefly. There's no triumph in her eyes, only exhaustion. She turns away, walking towards the far end of the room, her boots echoing softly against the wood. You know, I'm going to be honest. I thought that was going to go down all differently. I thought he was gonna get us one-on-one, and there'd be like some quick time event to avoid being dead, you know? Where'd she get a steel folding chair that hasn't been invented yet? The wind stings my face, but I barely feel it. My mind keeps replaying the moment Victoria lost it. The sound of her fists meeting his face. That brutal rhythm. Not even the storm from last week shook the ship that much. The water below flashes with moonlight. Somewhere a gull screams, and the echo fades into the waves. Something soft and warm bumps up against the back of my head. Nila slides down next to me after giving me a gentle, light kiss on the head. She caresses my shoulder as her tail slackly loops over the railing. You could have at least described him. The rich guy, I mean. Yeah, I know. The ocean roars quietly below us, endless. Now that it's over, what was your plan anyway? You said you would have one for stopping him. For a moment, nothing but the creak of the deck answers me. When I finally glance at her, her cheeks are tinted orange-red, her yellow scales, embarrassment written clear as daylight. That's not important now. I raise a brow, reaching back and flicking her tail lightly between my fingers. It twitches at the touch. You can't just say that. Tell me. She huffs, crossing her arms. You're gonna laugh. Probably. Her eyes narrow, but she gives up trying to fight it. Fine, I was thinking maybe I'd sneak up behind him and just... She mimics swinging something invisible, making a soft whack sound. Beat him with a stick before he could draw the gun. I just stare at her. The wind picks up again, tugging at her hair, as she looks off to the side, clearly regretting saying anything. I almost thought the whole get-together thing was her idea. Like, she'd tell people to meet up with Anon to try and, like, keep him company or something, like having an extra pair of eyes or something. I don't know. But she has, like, nothing. A stick. Don't look at me like that, mon amour. It was the best I had. You were going to take on a man with a revolver with a stick. It would have worked if I hit hard enough. Her tail wraps loosely around my wrist, holding it there, as if she's pretending to be annoyed with just to keep touching me. Next time you describe the guy, genius. I lean back against the railing, still holding her tail. Sunday. The ship's hum feels different today. No biscuits today, just grog. It's strange, after all these weeks, I thought I'd feel relief, but it's just quiet. I wonder if they put him in a place where a window, where he could break out the window and then swim to shore. This is gonna be crazy. What if there's a part 2? Nila takes the seat across from me without asking. How are you feeling, sailor? Same as earlier. She leans on the table, caressing my hand with hers. You have not eaten, I see. Didn't feel like it. I guess I'm just thinking. That is new, and where do these grand thoughts tell you this morning? Like I told you, I feel the same as earlier. So you're neither happy nor sad. That's about right. Then perhaps a walk will help you land. When we reach the port, we can walk a little. I nod, though the thought of walking anywhere right now feels strange. She looks out the porthole, the reflection of light painting gold along her cheek. The new world can be persuasive. Maybe, but right now I just feel stupid. Stupid? For running away from Draconia, for thinking I was escaping something when I was just afraid. Nila continues watching the porthole. You are many things, mon cher, but a coward is not one of them. I am. I left everything behind, my father, my home. It still feels wrong. You'll have to speak with him again, you know, when you return to Draconia, and I will be there with you. You don't have to. Non. The tail flicks once beneath the table, brushing against my boot. I meet her eyes, and there's no arguing with that kind of tone. All right. Très bien. I stare into my cup. My reflection looks tired. Still feels stupid, though. All of it. The fear, the mistakes, the running. Nila exhales slowly. If you had not done all that, I would have never met you. So in a way, I'm glad you ran. I blinked, looking up at her. There's a faint smile on her face. You mean that? Oui, life has a strange way of guiding fools to where they belong. You simply took the scenic route. She smiles wider, eyes glinting with mischief. As usual. I'm going to pretend I didn't feel that tail motion. I'll take that as a compliment. You should. It is the only one you will get this morning. The docks are getting closer as I look out the porthole. The water's churning slows down, and the funnel smoke slowly wafts up into the sky. It's happening. We're really arriving. 3 weeks on the Pacific. Yeah, the sequel. We made it. Hui, the sea has been kind to us in the end. I finished the last of my grog. It burns less this time. Maybe because everything else hurts more. I know how that feels. She stands, brushing the folds of her cape into place. Come, let us meet the day properly. You will not face the new world with slouched shoulders and tired eyes. Yes, ma'am. She arches an eyebrow at me. Careful, mon amour. That tone makes me want to do unspeakable things in private. And I'll save it for when we are. Her tail swats my leg like a whip. Place and time. I follow her to the corridor. The smell of coal smoke fades between the fishy smell of the docks. Hey, we got background characters. The moment we step onto the deck, everything feels heavier and quieter at once. The air is thick with mist and sunlight, the kind that makes the sea glitter like broken glass. Crewmen are gathered near the railings, staring towards the harbor ahead. The ship lets out one final hiss, then another long, tired, relieved. The paddles slower until they stop completely. The thumping heartbeat that's been echoing through the hull for weeks fades into silence. Further out, a small tugboat bobs across the water, its little paddle wheels churning like excited dogs paddling beside a whale. The thing looks ridiculous compared to our ship, like a toy trying to drag a fortress. That thing's supposed to pull us in? Whee! The wind catches the loose strands of her hair, brushing them across her face. She doesn't move them away, just watches. It's amusing, non? Such a tiny vessel, yet so full of pride. Reminds me of someone I know. Nila turns her head slightly, raising an eyebrow without breaking her calm expression. Careful, mon amour. Pride is a useful thing when it knows its limits. Doesn't seem like that boat got the message. Neither did you, half the time. The tugboat's little paddles churn harder, straining to pull us towards the dock. A faint mechanical rattle echoes over the water. Men shout orders back and forth from ship to shore, their voices bouncing against the hulls of nearby vessels. Then it happens. The moment the engine stops for good, the hiss of steam ceases, and the sudden stillness feels unreal. There, she sleeps now. It's strange, I keep waiting to feel the vibration again. You'll miss it, whether you admit it or not. Maybe, but I'll take silence for a change. I glance at her, at the calm set of her jaw, the way her scales catch the light. I realize she's not watching the port at all, she's watching the sky. Are you nervous, mon cher? A little. About what? What people think of Draconians here. That makes her turn to look at me. You mean of us? I've heard stories, the war, the independence, all that. We're still the ones people love to blame, right? So this was after the Revolutionary War, huh? We're gonna have the sequel where we have the Civil War. The wind lifts the edge of her dress. Her gaze goes back to the sky. I will not lie to you. There are places where we are not welcome with open arms. They remember the war. They remember the banners and the fire. Hate does not fade as quickly as treaties say it should. So they still kind of hate us. Some we. The tugboat refocuses my attention with its piercing whistle. Now it's working hard, pulling on the thick rope that connects us, smoke billowing from its little funnel. A paddle wheel no taller than a man, hauling a ship large enough to blot out the skyline. A small figure appears on the tugboat's deck. A kid no older than 7, maybe 8. Huh, so they start working at a young age here too. He stares at me for a moment, then grins wide, and I blink. Did that kid just... The boy sticks out his tongue first, then lifts up his hand and flips me the finger before vanishing back into the little cabin. I thought he was going to dab, and I thought it was going to be more time-traveling shenanigans. It'd be like... Him and Max go to the same time-traveling place. Hey, you little brat. I cup my hands around my mouth and shout across the water. I hope your toy boat sinks before lunch. Nila watches the whole thing. Her lips twitch into a smirk she doesn't even try to hide. So mature, mon cher. Didn't you just see him too? Oui. Nila leans forward slightly, eyes narrowing towards the little boat. Petite insolent! Then louder, with a flash of teeth. Ton batu est ridicule. I have no idea what she just said. I'm guessing that wasn't a compliment. Nope. We both laugh, resting our heads on each other's. You see, mon cher, even the smallest one has a place in this great machinery of the world. Each part moves another. You mean the tugboat? I mean you. I'm glad you ran away so I could meet you. I look at her, unsure if I should laugh or thank her. So I do neither. I just watch the little boat pull us and let her words sink in. The sun is higher now, and the mists begin to burn away. The city ahead grows clearer. Plank buildings, warehouses, distant hills dotted with white smoke. That's a funny looking hat. Are those cowboys? Do you think one of those hats would suit me? Nila kisses my head. If you wear one of those things, I'm breaking up with you. Still, nice looking hats. The ship lurches slightly as the tugboat finally aligns us with the pier. That kid's probably bragging right now about flipping off a draconian ship. I glance at Nila. She's still smiling faintly, eyes half closed against the light. You should say goodbye to the ones that are going to live here. I will in a bit. Max has been a good friend, and I'll need to wish her a good life, and maybe ask her where she's going to live now that I can visit her one day. You mean we will visit her one day? Yeah. Don't want to give the wrong impression. I hope she has a nice life here. The tugboat whistles one last time. The deck erupts with movement again. Orders, laughter, ropes tightening. The world resumes. 6 months later. Oh boy, here we go. God damn it. I want my water. Damn it. Ow. Tailbone, please. As I'm pretty much out of water. I have a backup one, but it's like a quarter full. It's like 2 mouthfuls full. Never mind. I did not think. Alright, 6 months later, and we're making stone statues. Not stone, wood statues. Wood figures. Parker, what is going on? What do you mean? Popping up here, and there's wood dust. It keeps resurfacing even when I stomp on it with my boot. It seems as if splinters have been falling on the floor for weeks. And trophy. Golden Life. Complete Nila's route. And we got it. We got our second trophy. I'll drag the knife once more across the figure's side. Just a bit more, and it'll be right. John! She's been saying my name like that more lately. You said it was almost done 20 minutes ago. It is, I just need to finish the edges. Edges do not take an hour. You had all morning, mon cher, and now you choose to do it now. I don't turn around, I just keep carving. The small knife feels right in my hand, weightless. My thumb traces the grain, my head counting in silence. One for me, one for her, one for the captain, one for the twins. I ain't carving two, one for the chef. Almost there, promise. Promises from you mean nothing at this point. Oh no, are we a bickering couple now? She taps her finger on the doorframe. Do you even remember who we are dining with tonight? My father. Ah, très bien, you remember. Then perhaps you also remember that it's considered rude to keep your father waiting. We won't be late. We will if you keep pretending that piece of wood is more important than your family. It's not pretending, just detail work. She exhales through her nose. I can almost feel the warmth of it on the back of my neck. Every artist says that before the sun sets. Almost done, just one more. You said that 2 figures ago. How about this one's special? They are all special when you want to stall, mon cher. The floor is covered in it already, thin pale curls scattered around my boots like shavings of memory. I'll sweep them later, maybe. That sounded like something broke over there. No, that was the toothpicks. I have like toothpicks nearby. Once you finish this route, check the main menu. There will be a change. People seem to miss it since they only hit play. Really? You have to understand, Nila, these miniature golems will protect us from evil. It will save us. Oh no. Is Anon here part Rhino Rex? His army of golems? She sighs behind me, the sound full of meaning. You know, I have been patient all morning, entirely too patient, and now I'm hungry, famished even. I would sell my soul for a jar of pickled onions. She folds her arms, glaring down at me like I'm personally responsible for her appetite. In a way, I am. But non, my husband carves wood instead. So we got married. Pickled onions, that's new. Do not mock me. You will see. I shall eat all of them, and you will regret commenting about it. Let me guess, she's pregnant, and those are pregnant hungers. What do you call it? Cravings? I wouldn't dare stop you. Her eyes land on the 6 figures already finished. You said this would be the last. Why 7, then? I pretend not to hear the question, focusing instead on something the tiny head of the 7th carving. It's smaller than the others. You're avoiding the question. I'm carving, that's all. You always carve when you are nervous. Are you nervous about tonight? A little, mostly about what he'll say when he finds out. Honestly, John, you will carve yourself into the ground one of these days. I'm fine. You always say that. I don't reply. My thumb rubs against the smooth grain again. John, I mean it. You should finish it after. I'll just take a moment. John, if you make us late, I will tell your father that this was your idea. I carved the last curve at the base. There. Finally, go get your good coat and don't take long. My ankles are killing me. After. Ending 1 of 5 golden life. So we don't even get to see the parents. 3 weeks on the Atlantic. Skip credits. By Horu Maido. Developed in Rimpi. Let me turn the volume back up. It's all a single dev? Oh wait, Toasty Dino. Oh, is this gonna be copy struck? Counselor. Lotnig. Mabu Maburashi. Special thanks to Rifta for the early designs. Captain Coolbird? That's Crescenario. Finally someone gets it. I literally asked for the figures to be each member of the ship, plus an extra one. I'm the Captain Coolbird of this channel, that's true. So I take it every ending has a unique song. Special thanks, testers and supporters. The end. Game development started on March 15th, 2024. That was like a month after Wani. Oh no, it's the same credits for everyone. Oof. Because I know, what was it, each ending of Wani was different and had their own theme songs. Well, I think 1 and 2 didn't have a song, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, 2 did, 1 didn't. Looking forward to see the menu change. You can skip the credits if you want, I just made it long here for those who wanted to hear the song. Trust me, paying for the song rights ain't cheap. Oof. Alright. That's probably almost over. Is there a bad end for routes? Yeah, isn't there like the MGTOW ending where you don't get with anyone? Oh. I got so much phlegm. I like how the game just keeps you here staring at the end while the music's still playing. I'm not in a rush. I mean, I'm probably already copy struck by this point. I don't care. I make no money from the channel. Save the game and don't play for a week or two. In the end, dies of old age. If I hit escape. I can. You know, we'll just skip. It's probably just loops. Alright. Oh, I see. Little figure there. Can't really interact with him. It's not like devlog where if you click the snoot, you get something special. Above on the wheel, yeah, I saw. That was a pretty interesting storyline. Finally, glad to see it come to an end. I don't know if there's the routes, like each each girl's routes have like a bad ending too. Because I know it said I could like say to Nila like, oh, I don't want to be with you. Like, oh, I don't feel the same. So I'm wondering if like if I bank on those choices, will she get like a bad route ending, or will it just give me like the generic, oh, you don't get with anyone? You have extras per route. Is that extra wood carvings per route? Chef will probably not be happy if you bail. That's true. But we have to see the bad endings too. He did tell you not to break his heart. Yeah. So because you said it out loud that don't like Max, the public has spoken, democracy prevails, and voted for Max next. No, it was Eris who got the next vote. I'm still gonna go off by that poll. But maybe before starting it again, maybe we'll, well, no, I can, or where is that? Load. Where's the one where it's like, oh, I don't want to be with you? Is it? It's one of these, isn't it? I need to look at this. No, not that. No, I don't, no, I'm trying to get the next one. And then we, no, it's not that. No. 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 Thought about it. What? No, that's not it. No, no, I'm not trying to overwrite anything. Stop. Start a new life. Yeah, that's the one. If I keep my eye on this one, we'll do like all the bad routes all at once. Go back to the main menu. By the way, I don't like Max either, and I created her. I suffered a lot with her. Since I ran out of time before the end of fiscal year, I had to launch the game as it was, so I couldn't make a minigame for her. So only made her route longer. Oof. Max's route is okay, just certain parts irk me because of how Max is drawn, yeah? Max is short. And not in the short stack way. Yeah, next stream we'll start on Aaron's route. I'll probably throw this out to next week. I'm wondering if I should just cram, what is it? The Dancing Towards Tomorrow. Because there's going to be there's going to be a Discord stream, I think I explained earlier, on the Snoop Club of, what is it, 3 guys going through the mod just to pick it apart relentlessly, and I kind of want to be there, but I also kind of don't want to be spoilered on stuff, so I might cram the next 2 days with just that. It's gonna suck, I know. I gotta make sure my voice is ready for it too, because that's gonna be at least like 3 hours each. I think we can finish it. Where did we leave off last time? Yeah, it was, I think I know where. It was like at the sleepover. Short queen. Not a short stack. But yeah, I recommend you to check out the extras before you end the stream. What extras? Oh, up here. Oh, coffee, action, and bed problems. Oh, I see. Shoot. When my voice is going, man. I'm sorry. How long are these going to take? Empty life epilogue. 5 minutes each. Okay, I'll dig in. Let me go get some water. I'll be back. Dancing Towards Tomorrow Dev was in chat when we were shitting on it. I didn't see him. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I actually didn't see him. I don't know. I tend to jump on streams of mine since it helps me change things, and where some things need to be changed immediately, I just make a patch ASAP. I'm gonna be clearing my throat all throughout this because my voice is just ravaged. Coffee. Oh, this is in the ship. Why must she be drinking wine all the time? The director sighs. That's part of the character, adds flavor, class. She's commanding a royal ship, and you think someone in charge would be drinking during duty hours? We already brought the props for those scenes, Nila. It's all planned out. So this is fake? None of this was real? Wow, I've been lied to. Then you wasted money. It wasn't my contract, and I'm not doing it. My family's going to see this, and I don't want them thinking I'm an alcoholic. Silence. I stay quiet, watching both of them dig their heels in. I don't even know why I opened my mouth. Why not coffee instead? Everyone stops. The director looks at me like I've just ruined the script. Nila stares too. I instantly regret it. Coffee works. She's the one running the ship anyway, not some tavern guest. Fine, coffee it is, just don't spill it. Fake wine washes out, coffee doesn't. Deal. She glances at me. See, you still save me sometimes. Cameras roll, and she's back at the wheel, lines crisp and every move confident. Alright, good, but Anon, could you maybe be more expressive? More expressive? How exactly am I supposed to be more expressive with the face I have? I don't know, just force a smirk or something. You look like a blank page. If you keep that up, we're going to glue googly eyes on you in post. That makes Nila giggle out loud. She covers it behind her palm, but I can see her shoulders shaking. You find my face funny or something? Actually, we. Sigh. It's going to be really hard not to laugh during our sex scene, but I'll try not to laugh much. I don't see. Okay. So she's concerned with being being seen as an alcoholic, but she'll gladly just drop her dress down for any guy in the fucking movie. Okay, I see how it is. Dreams shattered. I know, right? I don't say anything. I just stare at her until she breaks again. Ouch. Hey, I'm being honest. You'd laugh too if you had to keep a straight face while pretending to fall in love with a man who doesn't have one. Well, that's the magic of movies, I guess. Suspension of disbelief. Yeah, suspend it higher, please. We're burning daylight. You're doing it again. What? That thing where you go all silent and start looking like you're regretting every life decision. Alright, people, scene 32, take 2. Let's try that again. Hang on, give me a bit of life, yeah? It's all a lie. Action. And then what is this? More of the sex stuff? No? Alright, people, let's do this again. Camera rolling. The sound guy gives a thumbs up. Lights. Crafter makes me go blind with the light. I can see in the background the crane. Oh no. And action. Achoo! Cut! Everyone freezes for a second before the laughter starts. Nila hides her face in her hands. I'm so sorry. It's fine, bless you. By the way, just a 5-minute break, everyone. I already lost focus. He rubs his temples and walks off towards the coffee machine. Okay, I could really go for a pretzel right now. You mean pretzel? What? No, bretzel. Bretzel! The ones from my country. Ah. I can tell that touched a sensitive fiber because her tail's twitching like a metronome behind her. You planning on anything after this? She looks up surprised. I'm even asking. I have to call my mother later. Zoom call. Oh no. Oh no, this is modern era now. It's not even like a 90s movie, it's like modern era, Zoom calling. What time is it in France right now? Nila thinks for a second, tapping her claw on her phone. Midnight, probably. You're gonna wake her up for a chat? That's part of the deal we made when I moved here. I promised to call no matter the time difference. Doesn't that get lonely sometimes? She arches a brow. Are you actually hitting on me right now? Before I can reply, the director claps his hands together. Alright, break's over. Let's reset, people. Back to your marks. Nila smirks as she walks past me, tail brushing my leg on purpose. You can answer later, mon cher acteur sans visage. Sigh. Oh boy, here we go. Bed problems. No wonder Max talks like a Zoomer. It all makes sense now. Explains the time travel shenanigans, yeah? I basically told Latnig to draw the backgrounds in watercolor style from the start, since it was always a movie, so that's why I told him to make them look handmade. I see. Should we call an ambulance? Uh-oh. It hurts, but it's better to leave it there. I'd rather finish the scene first. You're joking, right? Not really. I just want to get this over with before the adrenaline wears off. You have a piece of dragon scale inside your back, Anon. Yeah, I noticed. It's kind of hard to ignore. Nila looks like she's about to cry. Oh, Monduo, I'm so sorry. I didn't even notice one of them came off. Don't worry about it. I've been stabbed worse. Lie. Definitely a lie. Anon, are you 100% sure you don't want to stop? We could call it a day. Nila's tail flicks in pure mortification. Oh, how embarrassing. At least now we know how hard Nila's scales are. Didn't we just say she was soft earlier? Jesus, someone grab the med kit before we have to explain this to the studio. Really, it doesn't hurt that much. It's like a diamond massage. You're bleeding! Bleeding is temporary. Cinema is forever. Cinema is not forever if my lead actor dies on set. This is so stupid. I hurt you because I sat on a bed. Who does that? Apparently you. You're not helping. Everyone, 5-minute break. I need to think about insurance. The director storms off, cursing in Spanish. Okay, let me see it. Turn it around. Turn around. Are you sure you know what you're doing? No, but I'm the one who stabbed you, so I'm legally obligated to help. That's not how legality works. Oh wow, that's deep. You really know how to make a man feel special. I mean it. Look at that thing. I'm not an owl. I can't turn my head like that. How did you not scream? I was trying to stay in character. Not funny. A little funny. Are you two done trying to kill each other? Almost. I think I got everything. If he faints, you're carrying him. You're on your own. Oh, okay. Maybe it hurts a little. A little. Fine, a lot. I understand it was a sexual scene, but check the bed before you jump on it. Next time, don't shed scales like confetti. That's not how it works. Seems like it. That earned me a slap. Please tell me you're not flirting during first aid. We're not flirting. Definitely not. Absolutely not. Good, because if you were, I'd need another break. Also, I've heard you two in the RV. RVs are not soundproof. Let's call it a day. Okay, team, you can go home now. The magic's gone. It's all gone. What a plot twist. I must say I'm surprised by this outcome of all this being a movie shot in the modern age. Well, if it's in the modern age, that means it's during Snoop Game in Wani time. And trust your colors, Anon gets stabbed by Trish. I see. Extra scene 16, Anon gets Alec Baldwin's in the rich guy scene. That'd be fucking hilarious. Oh, that'd be something. But still, the magic's gone. It's like being told Santa Claus doesn't exist. It's not real. But yeah, what time is it? Like almost 8? I can't see my clock. Is that 30 or 50? 7:54, okay. It's getting close to 8. I might wrap it. Well, I should wrap it up. Get some rest. I have to bring energy to dancing towards tomorrow. Tomorrow! And Friday. I at least want to put in like 3 hours for each of those streams, and it's gonna suck. But yeah, you should play High Guard before it shuts down in a week. I'm not putting malware on my computer. I'm not putting kernel level shit on my computer if I don't have to. Just for a fucking shitty meme game, man. Not doing it. Though it is multi-platform, isn't it? I could put it on PlayStation. I could. I could. We could warm up and play, warm up with the first part of the Dancing Towards Tomorrow stream and play like one match of High Guard just for the meme. I don't know. It's gonna be something. It only lasted 45 days. That's like 4.5 Concords. Get malware on your PlayStation instead of your PC. Well, they don't do that stuff with your PlayStation because it's literally, it's like, it's pretty much GUI station. There's not much you can really fucking do with it with consoles. Like they don't really think of like homebrewing shit. They just know like the average buyer just fucking eats whatever that's on their plate. They love the slop. Besides, I think with having a console, they're already monitoring you right out of the box. Concord 2 gets multiple sequels, and Titanfall gets 2 games. F Modern Gaming. Yeah, Concord, we got, what is it, a Marathon? Doesn't Marathon come out tomorrow? Oh, let me ask Google here. Oh, come on. When does the video game Marathon come out?
Bungie's Marathon releases tomorrow, March 5th, 2026.
It's tomorrow. It's time to start placing your bets. Oh man. That's another game. I could probably put it on the PlayStation as well. It's like I'm not gonna fucking like I'll probably play them like once. Like I hate extraction shooters. I hate PvP. That's why I like my single player and co-ops. You know, you said Concordverse. For some reason, my eyes skimmed over it, and I read it as Codaverse. Oh no, Coda ain't on. And the Codaverse. It's 3 a.m. I must sleep. Thanks for the stream, brother. No problem. Just trying to help. Midnight Muffin, by the way. I'm helping him rewrite and recode Don't Bite Me. I hope you check out his project in a week when the new demo comes out. Oh, wow. That's news. I'll have to keep my eye out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, anything that isn't like Wani Gemu, what is it? Dancing Towards Tomorrow. Like, there's just some stuff that are just... You just gotta lean into the meme of it rather than appreciating what it is, you know? Midnight is actually in our server. Oh, really? Wait. Oh, yeah, I remember. Duh. I was the one who brought that up. Shit. I don't think he said anything, did he? I mean, there's quite a few people who come to the server and don't say anything. But yeah, I should probably... Wait. He wasn't happy with the outcome, and I helped him with the entire code since, as you noticed on stream, transitions and other things weren't working due to Rempy 8.5.2. It broke everyone's patch on Steam. Yeah, Roxy posted like maybe a handful of times and then disappeared. He still posts, he still comes to like the streams and comments occasionally. But yeah, I can understand why people would not want to engage with the Discord. Because it's definitely, it's an acquired taste, I'll put it lightly. It's not for everyone, and that's a good thing. Things should not be for everyone. That's how you get good shit. If you make it for everyone, it's bad shit. Something that's made for everyone is made for no one. We are a different breed. Yeah, I hope the Discord never takes off, man. We need to bully people off the Discord. We don't need to bully. We need to make people feel uncomfortable. That's how I should say it. My Discord is full of max biased people. Oh boy. It's been a bash. Nila sweep is finally finished. Now I have to make a new word for the next route. Exposed. But yeah, I should stop yapping and start resting because I got the chiropractic appointment tomorrow. Hopefully they don't fucking fleece my wallets too badly. I'm hoping it's less than 300. I know they charge, what is it, 45 per visit, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna try and sneak x-rays again because I haven't been there in over a year and it's gonna suck. Like, all I want them to do is do a neck adjustment. I don't want anything else. It's just pray for me, I guess. I don't know, the medical The health industry is so fucked, man. There's no one honest anymore. They got to keep you sick to keep making money. I could be your chiropractor for cheaper, but higher risk of being wheelchaired. Yeah. Then who's gonna be in charge of the channel? It's gonna be Stephen Hawking's. Hello guys, it's time to play some more Money Gator. Just do scuba diving. When I do scuba diving, my back gets immediately fixed due to all the weight on my back. Senator is turning you into Livy, yeah. Yeah, my lower back just, it feels like it's been thrown out. Like, it was really worse last week where I felt like I was like I felt like I was almost gonna fall over getting out of bed. Like, it was just not there. Now it just hurts to, like, really lean over or stretch or reach. It sucks. Neck's doing okay right now, though. I think just getting out of the bed and going to eat fixed it a bit. I don't know. I'm not going to complain. I should probably just take this opportunity to actually just go to bed, you know. Also, most back problems get fixed with new mattress, yeah. Is that just them trying to sell you on more mattresses? Is this for the mattress stores to make profits? But I'm not going to lie, this one's been with me for maybe almost a decade. It's getting there. So this thing's probably older than a decade for sure. And people have been telling me to get a new mattress. It's just that shit's gonna suck. Like, I already dropped money. I dropped money on a new TV so I could actually see. Now, I'm happy for it. I can actually see for once, but more money being dropped does hurt the wallet. I'll look into it. I have the theoretical degree of it. Also, I can legally make people married. Okay. Yeah, but no time wasting from my side. Have a good one. I pray for you that all goes well, mate. Yeah, thank you. Last time I changed my mattress, I just fell in a coma for 12 hours during the first night. I probably should do that. Maybe my back's just giving up on the bed. Though I do want to keep the cushion, or is it the mattress cover cushion, which is really nice. It's like an inch of just like, what do you call it? Just fluff. So it's not just pure mattress I'm on. We'll see. I'll probably I'll look on some prices on places and see what they run to. But I should really get off, go to bed. Yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Dancing Towards Tomorrow. I'm gonna be suffering. We'll see. We'll see if it happens. I'm gonna set it up and we'll be ready.